Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Patrol. I am, of course, Trexlight, and today I'm actually here with my buddy who wants to introduce himself.
Hi, my name's George, but my friends call me Dick.
And that we do. We're actually here to give you guys a nice little movie review, and this is going to be about the Amazing Spider-Man. I felt that, yeah, me talking about it would have been nice, but I felt I want to bring some more hilarity to this review.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans!
You don't want to say shenanigans too much.
Oh. Now, in advance, there are probably going to be spoilers in this, so if for whatever reason you haven't seen the movie yet, then you need to get out there and watch it because you're just hurting the movie industry. How dare you?
How dare you? I had to pay my $38 to see this movie and Ted. My friends don't like me at the movie theater anymore.
You have friends?
I used to. Look at the camera. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kick this off with a nice little review of The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, if you don't know what this movie is, this is a movie made by Sony Pictures, and of course within, including Marvel Studios. This is the reboot or the origin story of Peter Parker turning into Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'd really like to say some horrible things about this movie. I would like to trash the bejesus out of it, but I just can't. Out of the entirety of the movie, I found one fatal flaw that made me just irk in ways that I just can't describe into words. But I'm still managing to do that. There was a scene where Peter makes out with Gwen Stacy, and just she finds out that he's Peter Parker, or that he's Spider-Man, and then something happens on the bridge, and Spider-Man hears it, or Peter Parker hears it. He jumps off of the building, and I'm in trouble. Next scene, he has his backpack. He didn't have it when he jumped off. In fact, I believe he left it inside. This is editing at its poorest. And that is my only downside to this entire movie. It was amazing. It lived up to its name, leaps and bounds, and I'm going to stop talking for a minute.
You gonna stop spinning around too? Were you a child?
Yeah.
God, this guy. But that's right. He actually brought this to my attention before we started recording, and now that he brought it up, yeah, there were maybe 2 or 3 editing flaws, and that's it.
The best way to describe how amazing this movie is by saying how horrible the other 3 are. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen those 3 movies, which...
Please don't.
It's just sad.
Don't see them anymore. This movie is out now. Just take Tobi Maguire out of the picture completely, and let's just live with Andrew Garfield now.
It's okay, if you're watching it on TNT or one of these regular channels because it's on TV and you're flipping around, there's nothing else to watch. I'm not going to watch sports, whatever. Cool. Do it. Do what you do. I understand. I won't blame you much, silently judging. But let's look at it for what it is. The things that make Spider-Man who he is. You have Peter Parker. Now, something that everyone will agree to, most people will agree to, is that Peter Parker is the everyman. He's that guy that, kids and guys and people in general can kind of relate to. Well, Tobi Maguire didn't do that. Even as early as the first movie, he was a whiny little bitch. Second movie, he was a whiny poor bitch. Third movie, he was a whiny emo bitch.
Got dance.
Poorly.
He did do too.
He did. Is there anything you'd like to sum this up? Rebuttal to this?
Rebuttal? Am I really going to have to argue this? Okay. No.
The truth is, Andrew Garfield had quirks and things like this, but even at his most, angsty in the movie, you could understand where he was coming from. His placement was good. He had a good feel about him, and you felt good with him as this character. It was a good fit, and it worked. It was really well done.
It truly was. And outside of Andrew Garfield, you had Emma Stone playing the lovely, I can't stop saying that word, lovely.
She is awesome. She is awesome. She is incredibly talented. She is a mega hottie. And the chemistry between the two of them was just phenomenal. And then you take...
I can never pronounce his name.
Who?
Ryan's Efron, who played Doc Connors.
Oh, he did a great job.
Yeah.
He did a great job too. But let's look at the chemistry between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy in this movie, and then you've got Mary Jane and Peter Parker in the old trilogy. Now,
I'm sorry, Kirsten Dunst destroyed Mary Jane.
she did.
Let's all remember here that Mary Jane is a redhead. She has the fiery passion. She's a fighter. She argues
hot.
and hot and hot. I'm sorry, but Mary Jane in the original trilogy just became this whiny, crying little girl that you just don't see Mary Jane Watson. When you hear Mary Jane Watson, you know she's going to argue back. She's going to argue. She's going to be standing on her own.
To be fair, she argued and bitched a lot. In her defense, just saying.
In her defense.
But let's look at it. And I mean, she was supposed to be this drop dead, oh my god, 10 of a woman, you know, like in the comics and stuff. And then you bring in Kirsten Dunst. First movie, okay, she's kind of cute, whatever. Second movie, it's like, can somebody give her a sandwich? Third movie, this bitch is strung out. She just
progressively. It's done.
She got progressively more gangy and just hard to look at, and her, like, the first movie, she had no real personality. She's okay, nice, whatever. Second movie, it's like, okay, I'm just being a tease to Peter Parker because he's not showing me any attention. And the third movie, it's like, everybody likes my boyfriend better than me. And she was just a horrible, unlikable character the entire time. Both of them were that way, and I fuck them. Now, when the movies came out, I remember loving them to death. I remember being, oh my god, Sam Raimi did the best thing ever. But the fact is that we had nothing else to compare to except that horrible 70s show that had...
Spider-Man. Sorry.
Or if you go into the Japanese version, Spider-Man. But it was good for what it was, but you're really only watching it for the awesome graphics. And hey, cool, it's Spider-Man on the big screen. I like seeing him web swing. Whatever. Other than that, there was no real point to it.
That's right. Let's also remember that the director for the Amazing Spider-Man is none other than Mark Webb. I love puns. It's the small things in life. Mark Webb doing the Spider-Man movie. Am I the only person laughing at this? Damn. But the whole script work on how they actually presented this movie was just fantastic. I mean, like we said, we can't find anything wrong with the movie besides those small little edit parts. You know a movie's good, especially a comic book movie.
It's hard to appease so many fans, and I'm kind of a hardcore classic. And despite the fact that they took from a few different things, like the whole 00 formula or whatever is definitely the Oz serum from the Ultimate Universe, which created most of the baddies in there, and that's killing neat. That's cool. I like that. But then you've got Gwen Stacy is very reminiscent of the original, with a mixture of the Spectacular Spider-Man, one of the best cartoons ever. If you haven't seen it, you're not doing it justice, and this is why it got canceled.
Now, before you continue, I have to say, though, if you want to understand the character of Gwen Stacy, go to the comic book and read it. You'll see you'll see the drawings that they did of Gwen Stacy. Then you'll go to the movie and see Emma Stone as this character. Everything was to a T. The acting, the dressing, the hair. It's like they took Emma Stone, drew her, and put her on the page.
She did an amazing job. They both did a great job. And just in general, it was a more likable, more realistic thing. And it really had there were some dark undertones, but it still was comedic, and it just pulled off everything else. And even the Lizard, which, a lot of people are like, Lizard guy on the screen, I don't know what's going on. His motivation was so much better than any of the villains from any of the past movies. Looking just simply at... Let's go movie at a time. First movie, you've got Norman Osborn.
Okay. Goblin.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to lose my company. I'm going to, roid myself up with this awesome serum that is completely experimental and makes things go crazy. Then I'm going to kill all of my CEOs and stuff of my company. And yet somehow I still have my company. I'm rich. And I've got nothing left. I'm going to torture Spider-Man. That sounds like a great idea. I like it. It's not interesting.
No, it's not.
It was interesting the way that Willem Dafoe portrayed the character. He did a great job. He was psychotic as always. But it was when you really look at it, it's bland. This isn't, there's no threat here. You've got a guy in a fucking, teeter-totter in the sky.
It's a glider.
Whatever.
I mean, for casting purposes, from the original movie, I have to say that William Dafoe was the only really smart choice that I liked from that movie.
He was good, but I mean, he was in like a tight green Power Rangers suit with a gangly face on it.
But when you look at I looked at the jawline, the actual features that William Dafoe has because he's William Dafoe and he's a person. He has that jaw and that craziness.
I'm okay with this, but the fact that they translated this armor into, oh, this is for the military. You're not going to put a lime green military uniform on a guy. It's like, here you go, soldier. It's like, sir, I believe I'll make myself a better target and like you anyway.
So you're saying that
it was It wasn't believable. It was.
He's been more believable if he had what the original character.
Maybe
had.
not the original, but they've done remakes of it where it's a little more cryptic and a little cooler. I mean, there are ways to do it, but I just think that they were trying to stray too much from the rubber mask. That's hokey. That's okay. We've got a guy on a glider throwing pumpkins at people. It's not going to get too much better, pal.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about Spider-Man number 2? We had
Doc Ock, but I mean, Otto Octavius in the movie was just an awesomely cool, fun guy. He was, he was likable. He was believable. He came up with this idea. Hey, I'm going to make infinite energy. It's a good idea. Whatever. Cool. It works. But it messed up. Killed his wife. Made him horribly crippled, scarred, whatever. And because of his insanity, he's going to do it again. But no, I didn't mess up the first time. Never mind, my wife's dead, and I've got these weird mechanical arms that I can't explain. Let's do it again, but bigger. Yes. So it was a bad idea, and I mean, despite the fact that I liked the second movie the most out of the 3 original,
correct.
It was the motivation behind this character was understandable because of his psychosis alone. There's not that much there.
The reason I liked it was, on an acting standpoint, I liked Alfred.
He's an awesome.
Alfred's great.
He's awesome. I think he was like everybody in the main cast, or everybody in the Spider-Man movies, with the exception of Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire, did fantastic jobs.
Oh, so James Franco did a good job as Harry then?
I think he did a reasonable job, yeah. And honestly, I think he would have made a better Peter. He originally casted for the role. Fucked up. Your fault.
I mean, the one continuous thing.
Rooting for you, James.
That's right. The hardest working man in Hollywood, I have to say. I can put that in stone.
I think it's really cool that he got nominated for an Oscar or something.
Yeah.
Last year, and he went to class right afterward. It's like, oh, I got nominated. Cool.
He went to class, and then he had a thing on I think one of the soap operas as well.
It was. I mean,
the hardest working man in show business.
Yeah. If I was making that kind of money, I wouldn't give a rat's about it. It's like, what? I just made, how much? It's like, peace.
But then we come up to number 3, Spider-Man 3. We'll just throw it.
Where the villain was, there was only one villain in this movie.
And I have to agree with you.
Spider-Man was the villain of the third movie. Anyone that says otherwise didn't actually watch it. So, okay, you've got Harry Osborn, who's mad at Spider-Man for killing his father.
Yep.
Okay, the new Goblin, who's supposed to be the reason that all this crap. Okay, whatever.
And you've got all the scars and stuff.
And then you've got Venom, who showed up for all of 10 seconds because of the black suit. Okay, I don't care how upset Spider-Man was because of this, the slimming black suit. Whatever, it didn't work. The fact is that no matter how greasy and upsetting and bad of a character that Eddie Brock was, he had a right to frame Spider-Man. Bitch broke his camera. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
no one's gonna take pictures of me but me. You don't do that.
It's not. It was not good motivation for Spider-Man to do what he did. He was just being a jerk. He was being a dick, and I know it was bad. And then Sandman, okay, I guess is the villain, but he didn't actually go out of his way to really hurt anybody. He actually warned everybody that tried to fight him the entire movie. It was only after Peter begrudgingly hurt the hell out of him because of an accident that it went awry. It's like,
wait, it wasn't even Spider-Man's fault that he got the powers.
No, it wasn't. It was the fact that he broke out and tried to save his daughter because he was a likable character. The bad guy and the villain is more likable than you, Tobey Maguire. But then you've got Kurt Connors in the new movie, and he was absolutely stellar. It's like, okay, I've lost my arm. I want to get it back, and I want to help people with the same thing. But then, the lizard thing, okay, he regrows his arm, but he kind of goes a little crazy, gets like an alternate personality thing, and it's like, no, I don't want to just make people better. I want to make them infinitely better. I'm going to, make everyone like me, so they're all lizards. I mean, there's genuine motivation there.
That is.
It's like, and not to brag about the trueness of the comics, but it's directly out of some of the stories from the comics. It's something that was brilliantly translated. It was a genuine threat to the city, and I mean, without Spider-Man, this could not have been done. Sure. A stray bullet could have taken out Doc Ock. The same thing is true for any of the other villains, with the exception of Sandman. And there wouldn't have been a Venom if not for Spider-Man. So you know what? No. All of the original 3 movies, you didn't need Spider-Man. He was there because it was his title in the movie.
Yep.
This one, it's like, this guy can do stuff we can't. We can't take a giant lizard. We don't, have the know-how, and it worked. I'm ranting. I liked the movie. It was spectacular. It was awesome. It was the Amazing Spider-Man.
It was. Now, of course, with my small little things, I've been a fan since I was a child. Saw the '90s cartoon, read the comics. I read every single issue of them here and there. I've known the storylines. It's all great. Here are my complaints, and believe it or not, they are freaking super small to the whole grossness of this movie. One, lizard. There's a couple of things with the lizard. One, I wanted his lab coat. They paid homage. They paid homage. They did. But and maybe it's because I'm greedy. I just wanted more. I just wanted more.
You're greedy.
I'm greedy.
Okay, one more about the lizard. Is there anything else? Is that it?
It was the snout.
No, this is bullshit.
I wanted the snout.
His original appearance, he didn't have that kind of snout. They were keeping much closer to his original introduction. If you look, I want to say it's 8 that he was introduced. The lizard, flat face, just like the other ones. Suck it.
I stand corrected.
Now, I will say that Spider-Man's costume originally bugged me. When I saw stills of it, I was like, he looked like a basketball. This looks a little funny. But seeing it in action, it worked really well. It was fluid. It was tight. It was good. And being a different costume, it definitely makes... Yes?
Which costume looked better, Tobi's or Andrew's?
I can't see. Tobi's actually had more money put into it, I believe. I think they cost about $25,000 a piece to make. Originally, they were ridiculously expensive, and it was cool that they put the amount of work they did into it. But I mean, it's classic. It's the original look. You can't be too upset one way or the other about it because they were keeping it really safe. The only thing that really changed about it was the eyes, with the lenses.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't really expect that not to happen in the movie anyway. The new movie, they had to stray a little bit from the original look because it is a new thing. They have to differentiate. That's the Amazing Spider-Man. That's the one that, that's the Raimi Spider-Man. You've got to... It made sense. I was really, really salty about it at first, but it worked. And the movie would not have been any worse or better with a different costume. It honestly didn't take away or add anything at all.
And now I've actually talked to some people after the movie because I heard them over here, and then I had to jump into conversation because that's what I do. I'm nosy. I was not upset, but I was a little curious that they didn't introduce Uncle Ben's actual phrase. Well, that key thing. It was in the first movie. It was in the original, and you don't really want to rehash that. But that statement is symbolic.
It is. But the way that great power comes great responsibility. What are you responsible for? Really. And the great power thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, in the first place, because Uncle Ben didn't know about his spider powers. Peter barely knew about his spider powers. When that stuff happened. But the basic idea remains, with if you can do good, you have a moral obligation to do it. And that's basically the same thing, on a completely different level. Because, okay, I am responsible because I am powerful. No. If I can help these people, I should do it because morals say so.
And
Boom.
that's exactly what was in the movie. Exactly. And I have to say...
And it got him killed.
It got It was horrible.
He's got a gun!
It wasn't even like a wrestling match, and it was a house breaking or anything. It was a more realistic approach to it.
It was, and despite the fact... I mean, even though, like, the reason that Peter, let the guy go, you understand it. It's just like... It's not going to affect me. This is New York City. People get robbed every day. And it's not like the guy was violent about it either.
He even gave him the chocolate milk.
Yeah, which I kind of feel like I was a little upset at It's like Peter, no! Bad. But in all honesty, it didn't... I mean, I didn't feel like, Peter, you dick, when it happened. It was like, you kind of just like... stick it to the man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you're in that same situation, you just take the milk and just like, I'm out.
I don't know what's happening here. And it was good. All in all, the entire movie just had a great feel to it. Every actor did a great job. Even the dick Flash Thompson, had character development. He
had major character development.
Well, you get slam dunked on in front of by the nerd of the school. I would be a little upset. Take that, Fred. Oh! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I have to say, they're already working on the sequel for part 2. They're already working on it.
They're making a third one already?
Yeah, exactly. This is already set up for the trilogy. They got the writers for the second one. I want to see what they do with Flash. I'm more interested in Flash Thompson. Because we all know Flash Thompson is the Spider-Man nerd. He is the Spider-Man #1 fan.
Yeah, he's also Venom.
Yeah, that's what I like about it too. It's later on though. Later.
Spoiler. We mentioned the spoilers. I'm sorry.
There's too much spoilers. That's comic book stuff. Just all the way out. But I mean, throughout the movie, I completely enjoyed it. I cried twice.
I teared up a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't like bawl out funeral cry, but yeah.
But you felt it. It was like you felt
you felt every moment.
It was incredibly emotional, and it's very rare for a movie to have that impact, let alone a comic book movie. But it was good. It was a stellar flick, and no complaints. Except for the backpack.
Except for the editing, yeah. Except for little editings. Yeah. But this right here shows that comic book movies, it doesn't have to be Christopher Nolan and The Dark Knight. It doesn't have to be a Batman movie to prove.
Suck.
You don't have to be those guys. And any comic book movie can truly be an inspiring movie. Amazing Spider-Man proves that it had every single thing right, except for a couple things. And I can't wait for the sequel. And I honestly can't wait to see what awards, if any, this movie will actually get. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be whopper. And I don't think it's even in the Oscar race. I really don't think. I don't know how the Oscars do anymore.
I don't know. If it's not artsy and you're not paying the Academy, they don't care.
That's true. I mean, you'll probably see them in like special effects or something.
Special? No, because Avengers is out. It's like, no, we're going to give it that other movie. That one, yeah.
That's true.
Spider-Man's probably going to be massively downplayed, despite the fact that it was a spectacular movie. Despite the fact that I actually think that it had less flaws than the Avengers. And I like the Avengers a lot. Don't get me wrong, it was a good flick. It's very hard to, make an amalgam of that many characters and do it so well. But I think that standalone, Avengers wasn't as good as the Spider-Man was. I think without the background from the other umpteen movies, it wouldn't have been what it was.
That's right. Well, thank you all for watching Movie Patrol. This has been really fun. I like it.
Stop saying it.
Sorry. Thank you all for watching Movie Patrol. This has been the review for Amazing Spider-Man, and if you're wondering what score we give, we don't give scores here. We say whether or not it was good, whether it was bad, or whether it just was, don't go and watch it, just wait till it comes on cable. This was a movie that deserves every single penny it gets. This was just an incredible ride, and you definitely need to go check it out.
I've already seen it twice, and it's only been out for a week.
Exactly. Well, thank you.
Twice in 3D.
Twice in 3D?
I only saw it twice.
Well, I mean, I have to say the 3D was. I mean, you didn't need it.
No, it made it better. And from what I understand, either Andrew Garfield or whoever was his stunt double had a good ass. But that's for a different time. You'll have a good one, guys.
Yeah. Have fun.
Awkward.
Thank you all for watching.
Awkward.